Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll get a few more trickling in, but to everyone that's here, thank you for coming tonight. We're really excited to start off the 2023 Popcorn Fundraiser season. To anyone that's been doing this before, glad to see you back. To anyone that's new, hopefully we can all learn something together here tonight. Just getting started, if you don't know me, I'm Kalen. I'm the district executive for Lawrence County and Cub Scout PAX in Butler County. We also have Amy. Say hi, Amy.
Hey, and I have to do attendance also, Kalen.
Okay, well, yeah. Amy's a district executive for Armstrong County and troops in Butler County. Um, and when you say you have to do attendance, are you doing that right now, or are we able to move on?
Well, I'm trying to look real quick to make sure there's I know what units everybody's with. So actually what would be really great is if y'all would just take turns and say what unit you're here representing.
Or you can put it in the chat. Just type your unit
Okay, yeah, that'll work, I
number,
guess.
pack troop.
Make sure you do it so you get credit.
You got
Yeah,
Kelly.
put your first name and
Yep.
yeah, troop 6. Okay. 557. Hey, this is working. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that worked real great, Kaylin.
I've used Zoom before.
I guess I'll be reading the chat while you guys talk. Okay.
All right. We also have with us Braden Hammond. He's from Trails End.
Hello.
He'll be speaking to us about some of the more direct stuff from the Trails End side today. Shall we get started? Okay, is it going to let me do it? There we go. So, first of all, just to get into it, anyone that's maybe just joining into Scouts and getting started, we're going to go over some of the reasons for why we sell popcorn, why it's part of our program every year, and why it's important to just try and have everyone we can involved with this. From the unit level, it's helpful for funding whatever activities you got planned. It's oftentimes used for funding summer camp, and just helping anyone at the unit level pay for the activities they've got going on. So for campouts, for blue and gold celebrations, Pinewood derbies, basically any sort of activities you've got, the fundraising that can be done through the popcorn sale can be a great help for especially new families getting started and that have a lot to pay for when they get started. Just get their feet on the ground. For the Scouts perspective, it teaches a lot in terms of what you can do whenever you really put yourself out there and are pursuing raising these funds. It gets you talking to people, learning salesmanship, teaches you how follow through can be rewarding, and we'll get into some of those rewards when we get to our prize system, then the whole point system that goes with it. But it also helps them work towards a goal, which at young ages they might not really have an opportunity to do that without something that has the structure of something like the popcorn sale we've got going on here. And as I said at the bottom, we've got quite a elaborate award system that we're going to be talking about later on. All right, Braden, are you talking this one?
Yeah, I can cover it here. Sure. So all of online sales that you make through the Trails End technology is going to result in a 35% commission to the unit. That's pretty flat across all online. That doesn't really change for anyone. And then traditionally, the base commission is 30% of gross unit sales. Units will receive 30% of those who sell up to $2,000. I'm sorry. 34%, so an extra 4%, not including online, when you go more than $2,000, but does not exceed $49.99. So basically, the $2,000 to almost just under $5,000, you're going to get an extra 4%. And then if you go above that, go above and beyond a little bit, more than $5,000, you get an additional 3%. So a total of 7% bonus points if you're shooting for over $5,000. So very, very worth it. Or grows the sale by 25% year over year from last year. So very, very worth it to shoot for over $5,000.
All right. You ready? I'm gonna go over some of the ways in which we go about this sale. So one of our, I'll let you speak about the online direct sale since that's something that might be new.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, online direct is a really easy way to get started early on. I like to tell a lot of the people I work with to start it before your product gets there in person. It's a great way to just, hit the friends and family really fast and really easy. It's shipped directly to their house. You don't have to worry about product on hand. This is also good for maybe newer units who haven't sold in the past to hit online direct first, just to get familiar with the technology. So you don't have to, worry about inventory control and hauling popcorn to this place and that place, where you can just do it all from the Scout app and make sales there. It's very easy to use. We've cleaned up the user interface over the years, and we got some good promotions going on right now. Actually, until September 15th, we are hitting double rewards points almost for online sales. So that starts August 15th. So anytime after that, you can hit online really hard, and the scouts earn double Amazon rewards points. So please share that with your scouts, and maybe that'll encourage them to, get active early.
All right, and we move on to storefront sales, which this is a bit more of a unit effort. If you know of multiple stores in your area, specifically if you have like mom and pop shops or smaller stores that are family owned, you want to get in touch with them and see if they'll allow you to set up shop, basically have a table with popcorn to sell on the day, and to sell right outside anyone going in, going out. It's a great way for people to see what you have in front of you. It's a great way to also kind of advertise what you do as scouts. You can put up some displays on what the program is that your unit or council does. Going through, it's usually you have to have a sign up system for your unit, but based on who's going to be at what shift to cover the table. Average sales typically yield to around 150 per hour, where you have at least, it's best to have one parent and one scout, just to make sure you at least have some coverage pretty much the whole day they're allowing you to sell. And you want to insert storefront split information if your unit is using one. All right. Wagon sales are another way of selling right whenever you have the product in front of you. This is like a hybrid of the door-to-door salesman, where rather than having the doing the show and the take order where you go door to door and sign someone up for popcorn in the future, you can now just bring a whole wagon full of stuff door to door, and if they see the scout in their uniform and see a wagon full of popcorn, it's a great way for pretty much anyone to say, okay, I'll spend the money, I'll support this kid, and I will I'll buy some popcorn today. So this is oftentimes something best to do whenever the parents ask coworkers, ask anyone they think would be interested in this kind of program and supporting. Be sure to mark sales delivered or undelivered. Make sure you check out make sure they can check out the popcorn in advance and hand over the product as soon as they say yes. Take an order to deliver products later for ones that if say you don't have enough or you want to do take orders, you can do it that way, where you go door to door and just show them the list, have them write down what they'd be interested in getting, and then whenever you can get the order in, you take it right to them. That's a very popular way. That's how I remember I did it whenever I was a Cub Scout and selling this popcorn, and that's always been a tried and true way to guarantee popcorn coming in at some point whenever you can, even if you don't have it on the cart.
All right. So Trails End's goal, with all this technology and our specific product lineup, is to make the sale easier on you. That's our number one goal. We want to make it, and on the scouts too, right? We want to make it as easy as possible for everyone involved in the sale to put the least amount of effort in, but have the most fundraising come in for the programs as possible. So that being said, we need everyone to be able to, download the apps, be registered in the unit leader portals, so that we have one visibility on all product going in and out of units and back to council and so on and so forth. And it just makes it easier on you. You can see what your scouts are selling and how fast they're burning through product that they've checked out, if you're active in the technology, right? On the scout side of things, that the mobile app is for scouts only. Every year I get questions of people wanting to log in to the unit leader portal via the app. That is only for the scouts. You do have to go through a browser for the unit leader portal, just a reminder. But the app is meant to speed things up, right? We want to accept all credit card sales through the app, because it's instantaneous, and the scouts aren't holding on to a large amount of cash. It's just a safer way to do this. You can sign up for storefronts to the app. The scouts can track progress to their goal, and if they hit that goal, they can renew the goal as the sale goes on. So encourage them not to stop once they hit their initial goal. Like Kaylin said, you can mark delivered or undelivered products. If you're doing wagon sales, you can share the links to Facebook and through SMS text for your online page, so people are hitting that as you're selling throughout the fall. And that's also where the scout claims their rewards at the end when they're finally done. So it's just an all in all, the scouts need to be really familiar with the mobile app, because that's where they're going to live and breathe for the next 2.5 months. Unit leader portal, like I said, it's all about visibility. You want to know what's going on without picking up the phone and calling them. If everyone's registered on the app, if all your scouts are registered on the app, you'll be able to see it and make sure they're using it right. I don't want you guys to have them download it and then they just don't use it and then you're running blind. So if we have everyone using the technology together, it does make it really, really, really easy.
Yeah. There it is.
And like I said, we do prefer credit cards because number one reason, it speeds up the transaction process, right? The more people you can get in and out from in front of the scouts, the better. The more people they can ask to support them. But more importantly, Trails End pays all credit card fees. We pay for all of it, so there's no reason not to use credit cards, really. That and the scouts get more rewards points. This year we're bringing back the same numbers as last year. They earn about 25% more rewards points than they do via cash transactions. So the scouts will want to use credit card, and if they know that, I'm sure they want more rewards points when they're making sales anyway. If you can get some Square readers, I do encourage you. We do partner with Square through our technology. It works great together. So if you're able to, you can go out and grab some Square readers and hand them out, especially in front of storefronts. If you guys get some stores together and then hand out there. The Square is the swiping ones specifically. They're not too expensive and they make the transactions go very, very fast. The Bluetooth readers tend to be a little bit more expensive. If you can afford that, great. If not, I think the swipe ones work perfectly fine. And then little pro tip, to have the scouts earn additional credit card points, and let's say you did get a bunch of cash sales that day, we have an option called parent pay or pay now, where the parent in charge of the storefront can swipe their credit card and turn all that cash transaction into a credit card sale, and then the parent just pockets the cash, and that way the scout is still getting the higher rewards points, even though the customers coming up to the table or going door to door didn't necessarily pay in credit card. It's just again, free rewards points. Why not, right? I do encourage you to do that if you guys want.
All right, so here's our keys to a successful sale. First of all, we encourage any sort of unit leader prep that we can be done. Just having the Trails End online resources and training. Which, do you want to say a little bit about what kind of training resources are available, Braden?
Yeah, there's some slides coming up on that, but I can touch on it real quick. We do have webinars, pretty much bi-weekly or once a month. That we started those about a month ago, July 8th, and they're about an hour-ish long, and they cover a broad range of products, or sorry, not products, but facets of the technology. But we also break those webinars down into short, like 5 to 10 minute videos on smaller subjects. We upload those all into the training tab in the unit leader portal. So if you get registered through the Trails End system and sign in, on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a tab called Training tab. and just open that up and it'll take you right to our YouTube page, and you can filter by, what kind of content you're wanting to see. These are also separated from new kernel content and existing kernel content. So you're not rehashing the same stuff you guys have already known if you've been doing this for a while.
Thank you. And other general success methods we have is we can encourage is that you build your unit's budget around this sale. You plan your events in advance and use that to kind of fuel and motivate your scouts, your leaders, and anyone that's interested to really push forward with this sale. Say, if we want to go to do this camp, we want to do this specific trip, we got to raise this much. That's a great way to really get the all the troops rally behind it. You want to secure your storefronts early for the show and sell. You want to think of any stores in your area that you think would be open and supportive of the organization and of your unit. Get that figured out as early as you can, and get the supplies needed. As we said, the square reader, storefront supplies, and the unit and the make sure you have the unit incentives posted early on so that your scouts know, have that little extra motivation to go gung ho with this. And make sure you have communication and have plans set up for your own unit kickoffs. You want to prepare your scouts and families, make sure they are trained in what they can with what's on Trails End and what they need to use with the app. Once again, set up that app, get every scout able to use it, and make sure the parents are able to support them with it. Make sure they know what the prizes and incentives are on the council, unit, and Trails End level, and just keep that communication open. Now, when you're setting your unit's budget and your goal, you want to make sure you plan your ideal year's key adventures and expenses. So kind of going off of what I said for the last slide, I'm sure every unit has already had their, or is going to be having their unit annual planning meeting in terms of what they're planning on doing. And they've already kind of discussed what their expenses are going to be, and factoring the sale into that is going to be a big game changer for how your unit performs this year. Make sure you factor in your dues, your advancements, your supplies, whatever else you'll need for any of the programs you're doing. If you need to increase your inventory, if your unit provides its own tents or anything like that, you want to make sure you factor that in. Set your goals based on that. Consider how available most of your scouts are for doing storefront hours if that's your key means of participating in the sale, and make sure you factor that in. See if most of your unit are scouts that are involved in, say, marching band and aren't available Friday nights, or are in football and can't do Saturday mornings, or soccer. Make sure you have that factored in whenever you're planning storefront hours. Oftentimes you can set up sales goals for individuals. Say, hey, every scout, I want you to try and reach this, and if you do, you'll find some sort of incentive. Say, we'll do a pizza party this after this meeting if we can reach this goal. But deciding on that unit incentive and making sure you communicate that out to all the parents that would be and the scouts that would be participating in this can make or break your unit sale this year. And above all, you want to make sure that you are making this fun whenever you're kicking this off with your unit. You want to make it seem like it's not just a chore. You want to make it so that your scouts and your parents want to support your unit by doing this, want to push forward and try and see if they can earn that drone that I think I saw on the prize menu if I was looking at that earlier, or the 3D printer. I saw a 3D printer on there, by the way. That's I was very surprised by that. But have them set their goals early on what every individual scout might want to do, want to get, and just get them started early with the Trails End app. Scouts who sold before will use the same account, so you don't have to set it up anything new if they've done it in the past years. But each scout will need their own, and as he said, leaders can only really access this through the browser portal, so the app itself is really only for the scouts that are going out and selling directly. At your kickoff, make sure you talk about the prizes. Make sure you talk about what the council offers as an incentive, and talk about what each scout can earn if they really push themselves into this program. But also make sure in that unit kickoff, you talk about how they do this. What are the main methods? What is the unit doing? What hours are you doing at storefronts? What methods have your own scouts done in the past that you found have worked in your area? Because every area is different. The willingness of some families, of certain communities to go for the product can change based on location. So make sure you understand that for your community and communicate that to your scouts and parents. Direct scout families to the training in the app so they know what they're doing before they go out there. And always make sure you reiterate any key dates, such as like when we are doing our show and sales being due, when we're doing distributions. Make sure everyone also has those locked in so they know in advance and can put it on their calendar. Okay, I'm going to hand this back over to you, Braden.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, we offer a lot of different ways to help virtually. Webinars being the key thing. These did kick off in July. We will have these going into the sale. But if you haven't attended one yet, or if you can't make it to a future one, we do record all of them. trailsend.com/webinars is a great way to look, or the training tab in the unit leader portal will have all of the video logs uploaded, as well as the shorter videos like I talked about before. And again, they are broken up into new and existing unit kernel content. So please don't watch the fundamentals if you got the fundamentals down. If you're just looking, I don't want to watch a 30-minute video for a minute and a half clip that I'm looking for, right? So please make sure you look through all the content so you're not wasting your own time there. But they're all in the unit leader portal. So please check them out if you have any questions. So what to say, what to have the scout say. This is a great little role play action to have at your unit kickoff, right? Get some kids talking, have them go through this mini script right here that we've provided for you. Just say, hi, I'm Braden. I'm from unit 123. I'm trying to go to Jamboree, or I'm trying to go to the aquarium or the Kennedy Space Center. Anything, any kind of program that you guys have planned for these kids can be used here in this dialogue. It could be something as simple as summer camp. Hey, I want to go to summer camp. Can I count on your support? It's not about the popcorn. Nowhere in that script right there does it mention the word popcorn. That's not what the people are buying. They're buying the support of the kid that they're talking to, right? It's a donation. They just get a bag of popcorn as compensation for the donation, right? So make sure they remind them, hey, we prefer credit and debit. Thank you so much. Use your manners. Make sure they're wearing their uniforms. That's what it's all about, right? And yeah, just have them practice this at the kickoff. Make them familiar with these words, so they're kind of loosey goosey when they go out and do it in the field when you can't, be there with them. And make sure they have one of my favorite lines is, "Hey, would you like to support me? My favorite flavor is white cheddar." Okay. Well, yeah, sure. Give me a bag of white cheddar. You'd be surprised at how many people are willing to just, I don't know what I want. What's your favorite? Have everybody ready to pick out their favorite lineup. So that's what they're suggesting to customers when they come up. Yeah, other than that, it's just all about supporting the kids. And I think that's what really people are buying here, not necessarily the popcorn.
Absolutely. And showing up at door to door wearing a uniform makes a big difference. So make sure you encourage your scouts to go full Class A, full field uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. You got it.
We talked about this a little bit earlier with storefronts. We recommend trying to book them 1 to 2 months in advance. You want to make sure you have a plan for your unit. You want to have a time for the scouts in your unit to sign up for it. So both on the stores and on your units, and you want to give that prep time to set things up correctly. You want to try and set things up when there's a high foot traffic at these locations. So oftentimes weekends are some of the best times to do it, especially on like a Saturday early, like noon to probably around 4 or 5 is whenever you'll have a lot of traffic around a lot of stores. But that kind of will vary based on what sort of business you're looking at. So that's always something to communicate with the company you're getting in touch with. Make sure to always be putting your best foot forward and be wearing your scout uniform anytime you're communicating with these businesses and anytime you're selling. You want to show that you are a scout, you're representing the scouts, and that you're proud of it. And so and in doing so, you'll make people want to support it. So make sure anytime you're doing this, you're wearing your scout colors. you're always going to want to get in touch with the manager before you do anything. Don't just set up shop outside of any random store. You want to make sure that the company is on board. We have found some of the larger companies like Walmart and Lowe's, they can vary in terms of how willing they are to support this. And if they do, that's entirely their prerogative. But in that case, that's where we suggest looking at some of the smaller local businesses that want to support local groups and organizations, especially ones that'll help youth in the area. Once permission is granted, you get the details of and all the expectations. Make sure you have things understood and clear, preferably in writing, so you know what the expectations are with this business and with your unit. And always make sure to be as courteous and kind as you can be. End every conversation with a thank you, and be polite when you're talking to these managers. Okay.
All right, so this is the rewards tier that I was talking to you guys about earlier. This is the exact same as last year. Big resounding success. We think kids getting able to choose their own prizes, and it being built into our technology, I think is just going to keep it going forward. We saw a lot of positive feedback about this. So biggest thing to note here is the tiers right there. So just be wary of where those tiers are at. And I encourage you to have your scouts set goals, to maybe have them pick out a prize and then tell them where the goal is monetarily to reach that, right? Okay, you need 3,000 points to get your $150 gift card if that's what you want. So have them, and you can, do the calculations for them. Okay, that's $3,000 in cash sales, or, math. That's that in credit card sales. But you do earn 25% more rewards points via online or credit card sales. You can use the online portal for that as well. That's pretty much it. Not too much different there.
That's right. Every time I look at this list, it's like I look a little bit. It's like one of those pictures where if you look at it a little longer, you notice something different. Like I said, there's a 3D printer.
The 3D printer.
The kayak that's like a pontoon boat. It's always something new.
A fun story about the reward program. We had a kid who was really jealous of his dad's man cave. Big screen TV, recliner, mini fridge for Mountain Dew. And he was like, man, I really want one of my own. Well, he decided to go out and sell something crazy, like $30,000 worth of popcorn that year, and built a better, bigger man cave than his father. And that was kind of his motivation he just wanted to, flex in front of dad for a little bit, saying, my TV's bigger than yours. So it's just, you can find fun ways to motivate the kids if it's something as lighthearted as that. So it can be fun with it. There can be a lot of fun.
A little bit of competition can go a long way with that, for sure.
Exactly.
All right, now on the council level, we have our own individual super sellers program, where basically if any individual scout raises up to $500, they will qualify for our special reward, which in this case is a all expenses paid trip to the Carnegie Science Center this year. I will say, if a scout does qualify for this, because that is not going to be handled directly in the Trails End system, we do ask you do notify council either via email or phone call. Make sure we know so we can send that out to whatever scout qualifies for it. We've had some issues in the past, and we want to make sure that is very clear. For this reward, you have to contact us. Obviously, we have a couple of different super seller gift cards for the top sellers we have in the council, where the first place wins $100 gift card, second place wins 75, and third place wins 50. So that little extra cherry on top for anyone that really is into the competition of the sale. Make sure you once again make sure you communicate the incentives with your unit. Anything on the Trails End, whatever unit incentives you have, whatever our council incentives we just spoke about.
All right. So Trails End product lineup. So we got some changes from the prior year, right? First and foremost, our entry level item, caramel is no longer at the forefront of the lineup at $15. It is now kettle from last year. We have shrank the bag down to what the small caramel size was, but because it doesn't have the caramel drizzle on it, we can fit a little bit more popcorn in that bag. So you're actually going to get a little bit more bowl fill at the $15 mark. This was just because the people we had produced the caramel for us just couldn't produce on demand of what we needed nationwide. So we decided to do something that we make in-house and that we know is a quality product, and we can do it make it on our own terms. So that's kind of our thought process behind that decision. Popping corn, not changing. That's the classic, kernels in a jar, so to speak. White cheddar. This is a new and improved formula this year. We found a better way to pop it with the cheese flavoring to really bring out more cheese taste when you eat it. So I think once you get your hands on this one, you're gonna tell it's a lot cheesier than the prior year. I really like this new flavor. We also brought it down to the $20 even price point. We got a lot of feedback from councils that said, hey, a nice around even dollar would be appreciated. So that's kind of our thought process there. We also, you'll notice like a 2-ounce bag shrink. We just wanted to fit more on a pallet when we ship it out to councils and you guys. So that was just for freight purposes, right? We just needed to take a few ounces so we can fit an extra case or two on every pallet. The new one, the hot ticket item, right? S'mores. Very tricky here. To our knowledge, no one has ever put out s'mores popcorn into the world before. So we are taking things very, very, very slow here. We have no idea what this is going to do. Long story short, no matter what kind of market research and dollars we threw at this for the past calendar year, we won't know until we know. So taking it slow, that's kind of why you've probably seen some stuff where we're going to limit the initial order on s'mores. We're just going to keep an eye on that. That's just for the initial order. Once we have a lot more data to go off of, we'll be able to kind of release more out into the field. And the seasoning is just really tough to make. And so we've been making it for months and months and months to prepare for this. And I think we're in a good spot. So that's just our behind the scenes, behind the green curtain reasoning behind that. But the flavoring itself is awesome. You get a lot of hints of chocolate, marshmallow, graham cracker. There is no melt factor at all with this. It's all a seasoning powder. So there's no actual hard chocolate that will melt in the heat. So feel free to sell it, mid to late August. As soon as you get your product, you're ready to go. And it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to really take off. Microwave, classic, not changing there. Salted caramel, again, another one of our classics, not really changing there either. Chocolatey pretzels, I believe they are available not for the initial order. Am I right on that, Kaylin? I'm sorry, I'm normally West Coast and we have a different release time with chocolate.
Amy, you might be able to confirm this more than I don't know if we do it for show and sell or if that's more of a take order specifically. Amy, you're muted.
We have not done it in the past for sure.
Okay. Okay. So I didn't know if you guys were on the same. Sounds like you guys were on the same across the board. So chocolatey pretzels, yeah, available later in the fall when it's not so hot. There's a big melt factor here.
Yes.
We cannot put it out in late summer, early fall. It's just a little bit too warm. And then, yeah, the last new product, sea salt. This is going to replace the combo box from last year. We had the white cheddar and kettle together in the paired box. We've replaced that with sea salt. Think of Skinny Pop, right? This is going to be a really healthy product on the table. So kind of the exact opposite of, the thought process of buying pretzels. These are the people who, your athletes, your kind of your health people are going to really, gravitate towards this. It is a little bit more pricey, but you're getting a huge value with the 28 snack pack. Think of like a bag of Doritos you would put in like a lunchbox, right? That's about the size of these snack packs here. And yeah, you get 28, almost 30 in each box. One thing to note on this, please do not open the box and sell the bags individually. It is meant you sell the case itself. That's why it's priced at what it's priced at. the technology has no way to track if you're opening the box and selling the individual bag. So that's going to skew a lot of what we're trying to keep track of throughout the year here. And I think it'll be a lot more chaotic if you do try to do this. So you're going to see a great return too. Like I said, it's a pretty high dollar item. So and it does taste good. It's sea salt. It's great. I love it.
Right. All right. I think the rest is more council stuff. So I know you had a time crunch, Braden. Is this?
Yeah. I guess any questions from me? For me, anything at all on tech or products or anything really? You guys will probably be seeing. I'm going to start helping Connor out in the Northeast, so you'll probably be seeing a lot more of me in the future. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I am very snappy with my responses, especially to my emails. So if you guys have any questions, and feel free to pass that around to unit leaders. I do talk to unit leaders frequently, so please let me know what I can do. Are we sure there's no questions for me before I jump? I don't want to.
Yeah, but if you have any, you can just say it out loud, or you can put it in the chat.
Hey,
Yep.
just a quick tech question. You mentioned using the square within the app. First of all, can you just confirm that what you said was you just use the square and the Trails End app uses that? And then can you confirm, is that any different from previous years?
No, it shouldn't be different from previous years. We partner with Square. That's just who our like transaction software, kind of behind the scenes is used with. And so if you buy one of the Square readers that you can plug in, it just works very well with the app already. So that's kind of what I was alluding to. No, it's not different though from years past.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
We got one in the chat.
How many ounces are the small sea salt bags? I think they're about 0.65 ounces. It's very light because there's nothing on it except for the sea salt. So it is a very light product. Yeah, that was a good question. What else there? How do I obtain the username and passcode for the unit leader portal? Kalen, there is a link that you guys should have that you can email out. And if you're a new user, you just click that link and you go and you create an account on the Trails End website. Long story short, though, council should have that link for you if you need it. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I'm not seeing any in chat.
Oh,
You there?
We got two more.
Are we asking questions like this, or are we supposed to type it?
Either
way it works. I see Eric asked a question about case sizes.
Yeah. Eric, case sizes as in like how big are perfect. There's a link that cases like how big are the sea salt cases or like the dimensions of it? Or like how many are in each like how many bags are in each case for each product?
Each case.
So the dimensions of each case. The sea salt bag should be a little bit smaller than our shipping boxes. So if you've seen those before, the big cardboard boxes, the sea salt ones are a little bit like not as tall, right? They're a little bit shorter. I don't have the exact dimensions on me right now. That's something that we can easily find for you guys though. Yeah. Again, good question. Thank you. What is this? Can the show and sell order deadline be extended to next week so we have more time to get with our troop leaders and determine sales goals, troop availability? That is something that the council and TE will have to talk about. We are more than happy to work with you though. Trails End and the council both can sit down and we can help you, plan something. Okay, that's good segue here. The technology this year is going to have a feature where when you sign in to place your initial order, a pop-up window will appear. It will say, how much money does your unit want to fundraise this year? and you put in a dollar amount. The order is automatically populated with percentages that reflect products that are popular in your council's area. So we've already done all the data research for you. Let's say I want to raise $5,000 to hit the council bonus commission goal. We will automatically put in the case amounts of each product that you need to order so that you don't have to think about it. You just type in how much money you want to make, and then you hit submit. So hopefully that helps, or we can sit down and have a conversation with, you and see what people in your field are saying. We're more than happy to help.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with you as well tomorrow, Christine, see if we can work something out with that. Not sure what sort of leeway. Yes, Jessica.
I know in the past Trails End has not accepted returns, and I know what council's stance is on returns. I mean, if I put a $10,000 order in and I go through half of it, they're not taking $5,000 back. But I live in a community that the median income is $26,500. So even raising that to $15 is drastically going to hurt my historical sales and my track record with what my pack has done at show and sells, because that $10 option was our primary seller. So it puts me in a very awkward situation of how much do I order, considering there is no secondary orders. So I guess my question is Trails End willing to accept full cases back?
Ultimately, that is, again, something that TE and the council would have to work towards on a much wider basis here. I don't, Kaylin, can you speak to me? Again,
I know as of now we have a certain limit to what we can take back. And you're right, we wouldn't be able to do 5,000 back. Amy, do you remember what the exact number is? I think it's on one of the slides later on. Amy, you're muted.
It was 5 cases back.
5 cases back, yeah. I've not heard any plans to change that as of now, but it's certainly something that can be open for discussion in the future.
No, and I mean, I'm really pushing that to the Trails End rep, because it's not my council's issue that $10 option is no longer available. And I mean, it's really Trails End. So if I'm committing to selling that, but you're not giving me the product that I know I can sell, that puts me in a very difficult situation.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was more of, I mean, I kind of said it a little bit earlier too. We've done the research. We've done the marketing polls, right? People aren't buying the popcorn. They're buying the support of scouting. So the idea is that
I completely understand that, but I live in a community that people can't afford to keep their electricity on. So, and I run a free program. So the people who are supporting my scouting program are literally giving my scouts the $10 that they have as they walk out of the grocery store that might have bought their milk the next day, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, absolutely. It does. It does. And we do appreciate the even the $1 donations, right? That's why we have the Heroes and Helpers program. But yeah, so again, it's honestly, we leave that decision up to council, and we try to help the council make the best decision for what is working in your local area. So that's, again, a conversation that would have to Trails End and the council would have as a whole for Moraine Trails.
So what I would suggest doing that in that case is you can always email your concern to Ray Tennant in regards to that, Jess. I would do that. And then he will be able to see that there's a need for that.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Any further questions for Braden?
Yeah, all great questions, please.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Braden. You've given us a lot of good information. I realized we went a good bit over the time you were available for it, but I thank you for sticking around.
That's okay, no problem. It was good info to share, and great questions coming back at me. So I appreciate you guys having me, and thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to attend the kickoff tonight. But I am going to jump off here. So thank you again. look forward to working with you guys in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Braden.
Hmm.
All right, I'm jumping back into it, going over our order distribution date. I'm sure we've had enough time to look at it now, but I will recommend taking a look at the size chart on the back whenever planning picking up your deliveries. We've had people show up in like 4 doors a day and trying to pick up 40, 50 cases, and that never is a good combination. So make sure you consider whatever you're coming to pick up, or anyone who's coming to pick up, consider how much you can do. As of now, these are the dates that are set. I don't know what leeway there is, but like I said, we can reach out, and if you have concerns, reach out to us. See if we can make something work for you. All right. Okay. All right, Amy. I believe this was your slides. You're still muted.
Sorry, I'm answering the chats I got. Okay, so yeah, these are the important dates. I know that they are kind of over upon us, as Friday is the show and sell orders need to be submitted, or the storefront as they are called now. Is it possible that we'll be able to take storefront orders after Friday? I would always go ahead and reach out to our council, and we can see what we can do. But in regards to that, we're asking everybody to please try to have your orders ready for the storefronts by the 11th. That is our big main sale, and getting popcorn after that date is like a treasure hunt. We have to go hunt, and we have to decide where we're getting and how we're getting it, and we're limited on our supplies. So that is a date that is actually, I guess, a little bit later than last year's date. So it's a pretty like I said, we're always willing though to try to get popcorn for you. So if you have a need for that after the date, please contact myself or Kaylin. August 31st will be the distribution of that popcorn. In regards to that, you will have the same locations that you did last year, previous years. If anybody wants to try to change to an alternative location, they need to really let me and Kaylin know that ASAP, because we already have that popcorn directed to the areas that you would normally have them directed to. 58, I know you're on here. If you can just put in the chat and confirm that you do want to pick yours up at Agway, that would be great. If it is not Agway, please tell us, because you were the one that we couldn't remember. So since I saw that you're on here, if you could please put in the chat. Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So that's where you will be. And then the 26th will be product return. That's the same date that your take orders are due as well. Just kind of give you guys a heads up. So yes, that is the deadline. You can return product that you could not sell in your storefronts. And we are taking up to 5 cases. That is what we were told. If you find yourself where you have purchased too much popcorn to sell, or your show and sales dates or storefront dates are getting canceled, I suggest you reach out to us as soon as possible, because like you've seen tonight, there's always leaders that maybe missed this deadline or that and are looking for popcorn. And if you return it, even though we have that limit of five cases, if you tell us in enough advance and there's another unit that's really looking for that popcorn, we might be able to redirect that popcorn to another unit. So, really try to stay on top of that and let us know. Okay. Any questions in regards to that? Also, your packets with a lot of this information, if you didn't go to last week's meeting, are in the mail or at your house currently. So they were mailed out this week. Okay. Kaylin, I need you to turn the things. All right. So this is just kind of a breakdown from everything that we've been saying. This is kind of how our popcorn sales work every year. Isn't too much different from last year, in regards. Right now we are starting our storefronts and our online sales, and then we will go into our take orders, and we will conclude our show on storefront sales. As they said, you got to kind of coordinate those things with stores. Smaller stores are usually more willing to let you set up a storefront. So don't forget the little grocery stores in your local neighborhood. A lot of times it's easier to set up a storefront there than it is in Walmart, as they said before. Make sure that you don't just go and set up anywhere. Make sure that you have ample adult, registered, and trained adult leadership for your storefronts. And then in regards to the prize orders, I know they're going to be due, pretty, I don't remember the exact date. I don't know if you do, Kaylin, when the prize, does it say on there? I can't see behind the pictures in here. Submit rewards. There you are for your scouts. And that's really important, guys. So many of you forget to do that. I'm kind of guilty of that myself.
I think that might have also been the 26th, if I'm being honest, because that's
Yeah,
also when
and
the orders are due.
that's a really big one. You really got to get that in there, and we can't see your individual units online stuff. So you need to know that, your unit has to really be on top of your online sales, and the kids might have their own account that they've created to sell online, but they need to link it to your unit number so that you can get a report of what your kids have sold. That was my biggest complaint in the past. I had kids selling online and I had no idea because they never linked that online account to our troop. So make sure that that process is happening. And any other questions in regards to this slide? Like I said, pretty much the same kind of pattern that we have run in the past. Not too many big changes this year. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, you have. This is interesting. Council contacts, and then it's, why is that like that?
I don't know, actually.
Well, if some of you don't realize, it is myself or Kaylin as the council contacts. Kind of let you know how we're breaking this up. We're not really doing this as we have traditionally in the past. We're trying to see if this works. There isn't really a rhyme or reason. We're just trying to do what works for, the two of us, and we're trying to, be here for each other. So you can really talk to either one of us. But what we would like is, I tend to serve the River Valley service area and then the troops of Butler or South Butler. And Kaylin tends to serve the Newcastle, Lawrence County area and the packs of Butler. So I hope that helps kind of let you know how we divided up what we have amongst him and I. So if that helps you, let you know which one of us you should reach out to. And the only reason why I even mentioned that, because like I said, either one of us will help you, is because when it comes to Trails End and as we go on forward and we get swamped and memberships happening, we're really trying to focus on those areas that I mentioned. So we're really trying to, it's going to be easier for me to find a troop in Butler County if I've been working with Butler County on membership and other stuff. So I know that there are current colonels that need updated. I know, Christine, is it Christine? I know you need updated. I do have your information. So you're going to be getting your information from Trails End tomorrow.
Okay, 403 does as well, yes.
Okay, so if you need updated, again, if you're a troop, please email me. So Nathan, please email me directly, amy.kamis, Kamis @scouting.org, and I will get you updated in Trails End. Okay. Any other questions in regards to that? And if you can't find our information since it's not on this slide, it's pretty easy when it's our names. But if you don't know for sure for that, just check on marinetrails.org and we'll be up there. Okay.
And also,
he's putting it in there. Good.
Yeah, I will also thank you, Mitchell, for linking the website. We do have, there's a decent amount of information and basic tutorials and guides on how to use, say, the app or the leader portal on the Marine Trails website. So I'd ask, always refer to that if you have any basic questions, just for how to use the system. If that doesn't answer it, feel free to reach out at any time.
And you can see there, it's showing you how to do Trails End support, which I would like to mention, because a lot of times, especially if it comes to tech, you're going to get faster results by checking out their Facebook group and their Trails End support. Caitlin and I are both doing the best we can, but it is also membership time as well. So I'd like to tell you that we're out there researching as much as possible. We are trying, but it is really kind of it's not the first time I've worked with popcorn. I think it's the first time you have, Kaylin, isn't it?
Yeah, I came in just
Yeah.
at the end of popcorn last
Yeah,
week.
so just bear with us there, but also, like I said, Trails End has a wonderful support system out there on social media. So if you take a look at that and remember that, take a picture of it with your phones if you're watching this live presentation, because it's great information to have.
Amy, we did just get a question. I think it was sent directly to me, but it is, what is the minimum expected level of sales per troop or scout in order to cover the insurance with the council?
Okay, so it's the age-old motto, do your best. So we're asking you to participate in this sale to help support our council. There isn't really an exact formula as to what that is. You did receive a letter earlier this year which explained to you that the liability of each person in the council is around $48. So that's a good average to think about. Like if you can get, if you think you have 10 kids, then you're thinking like maybe if you got like a $4,000 sale, that area, that kind of way is a good way to formulate it in your heads, but it's not an exact thing.
It's a number to set as a goal, and also keep that in mind that that's also including, say, the nut sale we did in spring. It's a fundraising total to try and make it to per scout.
Yes, there is no specific set formula in regards to that. We are asking you to support our fundraising campaigns and to do your best as a unit to do so.
Did that answer your question, Mark?
Did you answer back?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
I believe that is the last slide, as it would make sense. Oh, no, it is not.
No. Aha.
Oh, there's the information.
Wait a minute. Where's your name on there?
I don't know. Oh, no, that was it. Yep, that was
okay.
it. Okay.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions in regards to the popcorn sale? Anything we didn't cover? Like I said, order forms were mailed out to the Scoutmasters, is I believe who Charlotte mailed out to, because we don't always have the most current information in regards to your current popcorn kernels. So popcorn kernels, if you're out there, your Scoutmasters have your popcorn packets.
And Amy, we just got another question from Christine Hodges. How can we find out what our prior year's sales were?
That's a good question. I know that we can view it, Kaylin, in Trails End. I just got to refresh myself on how we do that. So I believe once you have your popcorn kernel rights, Christine, you'll be able to see your last year's sale as well. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if not, we will find it for you, because I know we can see it. I just can't remember exactly how. And that's because, guys, just so you understand, I didn't do popcorn last year, so it's just been 2 years for me. So I just got to get refreshed. Any other chat?
Yeah, we're getting a few. Are you reading them?
Seems correct. I think we were able to view. Yeah, that's what. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I believe that is correct.
And Mitchell, you're saying yours does not appear? You're the popcorn kernel for 503?
Correct.
Okay. That's strange.
Okay. I'll try to look into that.
I'll take a look at that tomorrow morning.
That's something we might have to talk to Trails End about.
Yeah.
You and I tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll put that in this list here. Previous years. Okay, we will try to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Joe Ditch on here yet?
I did not see him. I know he was planning to.
Yeah, just give me
It
1
is 8
second
o'clock
here.
now.
Okay, let me just bear with me 1 second, everybody, because Joe Ditch wanted to speak to all you tonight. I want to make sure he still wants to do that. Sorry, I'm not being real techie here. I was trying to do that in began, but I had the last slides, and then so give me 1 second. Hey, do you want to join this meeting now? Okay, I'll take care of it. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so he can't make it right now. But he did want to talk to you all tonight, so I'm just going to mention it. on a side note, we'd like to end tonight with the exciting news that our fall programs are underway and being planned as we speak by two beautiful new committees of over 20 people. It's like making Kayla and I ecstatic. So thank you for all your service. And you can still get involved. Just let me and Kayla know if you want to be involved. But coming up at the beginning of next week, leaders, you're going to be getting information via email, via our newsletter, and also probably social media. We are having our 50th anniversary of our council, and we are celebrating that at our fall family camp and our fall camporee for Scouts BSA. We have a new program this year. We're inviting Weeblos get to go to both programs, so that's pretty exciting. And we are going to be having a merch sale. So we're going to have a special patch set to commemorate the 50th anniversary. It will tie the patches from the fall camporee and the family camp, and you'll be able to either buy them individually or buy the set. If you come to the event, you get the patch part of the event for free. It's included in your admission fee for the event, your registration fee. However, like I said, if you want to get the whole big set, you'll see it all be explained in a flyer, but it's a big thing we're really excited about. We're going to have t-shirts and sweatshirts and pins and all sorts of different merchandise for you guys to celebrate 50th years of our council. And we are, the theme is very exciting. We're going, since our council was founded in 1973, we are going with a 70s theme or a now and then theme. So we are celebrating now and then. So anything you want to add with that, Kaylin?
No, other than I'm very excited to see where it goes. I think we've got a great team so far, but there's always openings that we're absolutely loving to have more people stepping on. So if anything that we said so far is sticking out to you that you'd like to get involved, yes, disco, absolutely disco. Thank you, Derek. We invite anyone to get in touch with us. We'll make sure we get you in.
Yeah, and actually, Jess, if you're still listening, I see you're texting me here as what?
I think she stepped out.
Oh, she did. Okay. I'm sorry. I've got messages. I'm coming. I'm gonna answer you in just a sec. So Jess, call you in a sec. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Everywhere. Any other questions for anyone else? I don't know if you just said, Caitlin, I apologize. I missed the end there because my phone's been going off.
You're good.
Okay. All right. Well then, like I said, be really vigilant with popcorn and membership, and there are membership changes coming too. So please, please, please be checking that email because we're going to be bombarding you very soon.
And once again, thank you everyone for coming tonight and for asking such great questions. I got a lot of stuff that anyone that's coming in new, this is great stuff for them to hear and think about. Reach out to us if you have anything else, and reach out to Trails End if it's something on their end you think. And looking forward to seeing how this year goes. I think it'll be a good one.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Everyone have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.